Hello, this is Kenny Williamson, and welcome back to another episode of Melchizedek Chronicles. In today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Now, before I get into that, I wanted to play just a couple little things from the Trump-Harris debate where Kamala Harris was clearly lying and flip-flopping about lots of things. So let me play a couple of those little clips for you real quick.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this.
Craig, we have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback.
Let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. I have not.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
As of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
Now, on that particular comment, I have read that there's actually 2,500 soldiers, I believe, in Iraq right now still, and it is a war zone over there, and they are being shot at. So, obviously, that is a lie as well. So she said quite a few lies in that thing, but I won't focus on the fact that she is a compulsive liar. Okay, and if you've listened to my other podcast about fake Christians for Kamala Harris, they try to say that there's, these evangelicals for Harris. I don't believe there is any way a person can be an actual Christian and consciously vote for a person that is a fake and a liar and somebody who, is literally bringing in these immigrants and dropping them off in little towns to destroy them, and is in favor of butchering and killing every child they can get their hands on. Now, one of the things you would have heard on the debate was Trump talking about Springfield, Ohio, and these Haitians that have moved in over there, and basically they're eating people's pets. Now, Kamala says that's fake, and, they've talked to the city. Of course, the people that are, running the little debate, they claim it's fake too. But if you get on X or Truth Social, you will find lots of people, like 20, 30 people who are posting these things who live in Springfield, Ohio, and they are showing you what's going on, and you can see it with your own eyes, and apparently there's police reports and everything else that can be verified. But I have personally watched lots of posts on X, formerly known as Twitter, where these people they're not only complaining about the pets. One guy says that, when 2 or 3 years ago, there was literally lots of stray cats around the town, and they started shipping and busing these Haitians in, and he said, you can't find a cat today unless it's somebody's pet. They're all gone. And, I guess that's good for cleaning up the animals. The stray cats, I guess that's good, right? But what I think is going to happen, and I believe it's already happened, is my prediction was instead of these Democrats admitting, they've brought these people in, and what they're doing is they're hoping they're going to become voters, Democratic voters. So that particular area apparently voted against Biden. They were more red instead of blue. So what they've done is they purposely bus load in thousands upon thousands of illegals and offer them and give them all kinds of free stuff so they in turn will vote for the Democrats. So they're trying to turn these little red areas, Republican areas around, trying to turn them to Democrats by importing tons of, illegals in there. And so that's what they're doing. That's one of their things. It's like, well, we can't get the voters from Americans, so what we'll do is we'll ship in millions upon millions of people who will just do whatever we say because we're giving them all the free stuff. And there are people over there, complaining about not only the dogs and cats. One lady said she went to the park and there was a decapitated pig's head laying in the park. where they were butchering this pig in the park in public. Not only that, the insurance rates have literally doubled and tripled. They've got people over there because these guys, you got to understand, these Haitians have been bussed in. They have no IDs. They have no driver's license. They have no insurance. They have nothing. But somehow they all have cars. Now, none of their cars have any license plates on them, because how do you register a vehicle if you don't have a driver's license? I mean, here where I live in Arkansas, you have to have proof of insurance. Then you have to go to the assessment office and you have to assess it in your name, and you have to have an account. Then you have to, go get the car tagged. You have to pay the sales tax, the fees, get a license and all that, the license plate. But in order to do any of that, you have to have a valid driver's license. Okay? So these guys have none of that, but yet they have a car and they're driving. But the country they come from, nobody drives over there hardly. I mean, they're living literally in a filthy, sewage, trash-filled pigsty. And you can go online and look at the pictures of what they're doing over there. It's absolutely filthy and disgusting. It's a third world country. So they come over here, and one lady said that she's neighbors with this one, and she has this Haitian has been given a card by the government, our taxpayer dollars are paying for this, that's never ending. So no matter how much she spends at the grocery store or anywhere, the card is automatically refilled. So it's literally never-ending supply of money is what they're given. So they're shipped in illegally, secretly. They're flown in, and then they're bussed these little towns and dropped off. And somehow they have money for cars. They're driving. They're not being pulled over, but they're wrecking left and right. They have no clue how to drive. They don't know what side of the road to get on. They don't know what stop is. They don't know what go is. They don't know what a red light, a yellow light, a green light. They know nothing. They can't even hardly speak English. I mean, they don't even know what the sign says. They can't read English. So they are literally demolishing everything over there, and everything in their wake is being demolished. Okay? And somehow they don't get arrested. They don't get pulled over. They don't get any tickets. They get nothing. They get a total free pass. And the actual people living there, their insurance on their vehicles has doubled now. And one guy called the insurance company and they said, well, because there's so many accidents and we have so many claims in your area, we have to increase your policy. Your premiums are doubled now. He said, well, it's not my fault they can't drive and they don't have any insurance. Well, I know it's not your fault, but the insurance is paying out so many claims. Now the actual insured are footing the bill, just like the taxpayers are footing the bill. And Kamala, she's one of the first ones. We've got her on video talking about how wonderful it is to get these Haitians over there because they need protected. And they're over there literally demolishing everything, and it's like a crime-ridden third world country over there. And it's spreading all across the United States, and all she can do is just hysterically laugh and then deny it when it's clearly going on. So, she has imported these people in from these third world countries, and they're literally taking over. So she gets through the debate, of course, with Trump and everybody. And I saw several people, online talking about how well she did, how surprisingly well she did. Normally she can't hardly complete a sentence. Everything she says is ridiculous, like a word salad. She just makes stuff up and then starts laughing hysterically, like a hyena. Okay. Well, this time she actually kind of did better, it seemed like. Well, come to find out, a whistleblower comes out right after and works for CNN or ABC or one of them and says, well, yeah, she was given all the stuff in advance, again, just like they said they wouldn't do. Everything she was given in advance. Not only that, the two people who are the moderators, if you will, they told her that not only are we going to give you everything in advance, we will not fact check anything that you say. You can say anything you want and we'll pretend it's true. But everything Trump says, we're going to fact check, which is what they did. Come to find out, these two clowns got paid $1 million apiece to be these two, moderators. And the one woman, which nobody's ever heard of anyway, she wasn't a popular, so nobody really ever heard of her. But come to find out, she's a sorority sister with Kamala. Okay, so they got paid $1 million apiece. They're both clowns. They're both liars, and they're both in on it. All the answers were given to her ahead of time. And not only that, it looks like she's wearing a certain kind of earring. Now, these earrings are actually little bitty tiny microphones, little bitty tiny speakers. So they're kind of like, she's not wearing a pair of Beats or an obvious pair of some kind of listening device, but she's wearing these big pearl earrings. Well, come to find out, they have the exact set of those for sale, which you can buy online, and they look identical. And there has been one particular guy in particular has went and checked, and every one of the debates that she's on, she's wearing those earrings. And so it's like, wow, she must really like those oversized pearl-looking earrings, because she wears them to every single time she speaks anywhere. She's wearing those earrings. Now, when you go on their website, that website even advertises for the 2024 election and talks about how their product and shows the election sign. So they're acting as if their product is being used in these elections or these debates, and it's on their website. Well, it mentions on the website that, they don't work really, really good in a really loud room. So if there's lots of extra noise, you can't hear what's being said through them because, they're not really stuck in your ear. They're on your lobe. So, they're not as good as something stuck in your ear. So they don't work that well in loud rooms. And this guy had went through and noticed all the videos. As soon as everybody starts clapping or they're really, really loud, she doesn't say anything. The only thing she can say is thank you, 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 thank you. She can't do or say anything until the noise level comes down. Why is that? Well, she's got special earrings on where somebody is dictating to her everything that she needs to say. They're liars and they're cheaters. That's one of the things she is. And some people have went through everything she said in this debate, and come to find out, they're saying she lied a minimum of 32 times. So we're talking compulsive, demonic liars. That's what they are. And, like in this debate, whenever the abortion stuff came up, she claims, of course, the moderator stepped in whenever Trump was talking about these babies being born and then basically murdered. Oh, that's not true. There isn't any single case ever. But then come to find out over there, Tim Waltz, okay, they said that there was at least 6 that happened. The baby was born. They decided they didn't want it, so it was somehow died, okay, from neglect or somebody stabbed it. But they were born and then terminated. Okay, so it is happening, and it's happened right over there under Tim Waltz. And then what they did is they pulled all the records for him, destroyed the records, so you can't trace it back. But there are witnesses to it. They know it's happening. They even know how many times it's happened. It's just the records have been removed where you're not allowed to see it. That way she can, stand up there and lie about it. So here we have it. We've got, I call them Democrats, because everything they stand for is filth. I mean, they're all tied to pedophilia. They're all tied to abortion, and all these women, not all, but most of these Democratic women that are out there championing for these abortions, they'll stand up there with signs that say, I've had 5 abortions, I've had 10 abortions, and they're proud of it. So what they're doing by doing that is they're offering their baby up for sacrifice to the devil. It's child sacrifice, and it was biblical. It was going on all through the Bible. These people are having babies and sacrificing them to these false gods, which are nothing more than devils, demons. That's all they are. And that's what they're doing today. They're doing it today, only now the high priest who's doing the sacrifice is dressed in a doctor's gown. He's dressed in white. And the nurses are probably dressed in white. They're dressed in scrubs. And now they're doing it, in a doctor's office, okay, in an abortion clinic. And they're claiming it's women's health. But what they're actually doing is murdering babies. And, you think, oh, it's just some skin cells. Well, if you take a abortion pill, after you've supposedly gotten pregnant, you think you're pregnant, you go take a pill and there's not much there, I'm sure there's not much developed. So that, I guess technically, even though it's alive, a baby that's alive, it don't have like arms and legs and a head or anything. But these other abortions, they're waiting 2, 3, 4 months. These are actual babies. And they are literally going in there, okay, and this is graphic, and ripping their arms and legs off of the body, and then taking a thing and crushing their skull in, and then pulling it out. Okay, it's sacrifice. It's sacrificial. It's sacrificing babies is what it is. There's no two ways around it. They're demonic. They don't care. Most of them, of course, obviously they don't believe in God. They're not Christians. So they're literally doing this to the devil. They don't know it, but they are. Some of them know it. Some of them probably don't. So this is the kind of people that these Democrats are. That's why I just call them Democrats or demon rats. I don't believe any of them are saved or probably ever could be. I mean, they're so far gone that they're under a strong delusion now, and they're never coming back. Okay? They're never coming back. But these Democrats, they're at it again. Okay? Now, all they do is cut down Trump. Okay? And talk about how Trump is going to end democracy. Trump is Hitler. That's all of them say it. They're all calling for violence in a certain way. And so now we're getting it. Here we are again with another attempt on Donald Trump's life. Okay? So Donald Trump, and I'm not saying he's a great guy. Okay? All I'm saying is he's not a Democrat, so he's not a Democrat. But I'm not sure how all this is working. But here he is, okay? He's at his golf course. Nobody even knows he's at his golf course or supposed to know, okay? He made the decision to go there last minute. It was a last-minute decision. He decided to do it. Nobody knows. Somehow, CNN is there filming him. So somehow they know. Somebody knows because, here comes the shooter. Okay, so we've got another shooter here. His name is Wesley Roth, or Roth, however you pronounce his last name. So we've got another one. He stationed himself up at the golf course, up against a fence, in the trees, hiding. Okay, and of course, he has an AK-47 style rifle with a scope. He has a backpack. He has a GoPro. He has everything. He's going to film it, I guess. So supposedly, or allegedly, these, Secret Service guys, they're going up a couple holes ahead of Trump, just kind of scouting the place out, and they catch the guy. So we don't know if he fired or they fired, but there's gunshots. Gunshots ensue. Okay, they grab Trump, throw him on the ground to protect him. This guy runs off, but they chase him, and they find him, and they catch him. And that's how they determine that his name is Wesley Roth, or Routh, however you pronounce it. I'm going to say Routh. I think it's Routh. So here they've got another shooter. This time, they didn't blow his brains out like they did Thomas Crooks, supposedly. With the other shooter, the first shooter, he climbs on the roof. Obviously they leave the roof open on purpose. Somehow he knows the roof is open, so somebody told him. So it's all set up deal. He has accounts overseas. Some kid has accounts overseas getting paid millions of dollars. And then he supposedly gets his head blown off right off the bat. And then before anybody can look at the body, he's cremated. So he's gone, completely gone. So my guess is that he really was working for the CIA. He's a CIA asset. They paid him to do it. They said, don't worry. You're going to go to work for us after this. We'll change your name. Nobody's ever going to recognize you. Who would? And so, he's supposedly been shot on the roof. I'm sure that the blood is fake. It's probably moulage, the same stuff they use for all kinds of the other actors, And then they get up there real quick, remove the AKA or so-called body, and he's never seen again, and the body is immediately cremated. No autopsy done, no nothing. And then, of course, the FBI, within an hour, they're up there with the garden hose spraying everything off, so nobody can even test the blood because who knows if it's even real? Nobody. So he just disappears. He's gone. Now, he's probably sitting somewhere at Langley, or he's sitting in another country right now. He's a new asset. He's got him another role to play. But according to mainstream media, he's dead and gone, right? Okay. Whatever. If you believe a word they say, you need help as far as I'm concerned. So now we've got another one. Now this one, he's a Democrat. Imagine that. He's a Democrat. He has also been in a BlackRock commercial. Wow. Hey, nothing to see here, folks. BlackRock comes to town. They put Thomas Crook in a commercial, and the next thing you know, he's a shooter. Well, guess what? This old Wesley Ralph was in a BlackRock commercial. Another shooter. Now, this guy claims to be a Democrat. He's got a big, all this stuff on his sites that looks like a robot posted it. Clearly probably wasn't typed out. Probably done by some kind of a bot. And, of course, he's supposedly going over to Ukraine and trying to recruit people to fight with Ukraine. Okay, he has apparently no job, no nothing. He's a convicted felon several times over. One of the felonies he has is supposedly for having some kind of bomb material, or a weapon of mass destruction, I think it was. And he's been arrested over 100 times. But now somehow, he was in Hawaii. Somehow he came from Hawaii over here and then flew down to Florida and ends up with an AK-47 style rifle. Now, how on earth does a felon acquire a rifle in another state? I mean, how do you acquire a rifle to begin with? I mean, for example, I live in Arkansas. I'm only allowed to buy a firearm in Arkansas. I can't even buy one in another state. It's against the law. Okay, and I'm a law-abiding citizen. So we have a felon shows up in another state that he doesn't live, and next thing you know, he's hanging out at the golf course with a rifle, with a scope. So right there tells you, if you think gun control laws work, you're an idiot. Okay, you don't know anything if you think gun control laws work. This guy here is a felon, and he's got a rifle. Somebody either gave it to him, or he stole it, or I would say he's probably also a CIA asset, and they gave it to him, would be my guess. Now, he's probably supposed to have got shot, and he would be the next one out, or he was supposed to shoot Trump, and then he'll mysteriously get killed or hang himself, and, kind of like, from the island, Epstein Island, they've got him arrested, and somehow all the cameras go off, and then, both guards fall asleep, and then when they wake up and the cameras come back on, he's dead. Completely. He hung himself. Of course, nobody's ever seen the body. Nobody ever knows anything about it. And he just totally disappeared as well. The proof, the body, the cameras, everything's gone. So who knows if he, I'm sure he's a CIA asset, and I'm sure he's alive and well somewhere too. He's not dead. Nobody ever even saw the body. So here we have another one. Just so happens he's in a BlackRock commercial. Just so happens he's a Democrat. Just so happens he's been traveling over to Ukraine trying to recruit people. Now, how somebody with a felony does this, I don't know. Somehow he shows up. He just happens to know Trump is going to be playing golf that day. So he sets himself up several holes ahead, where when Trump gets to a certain hole, he's staged up in the fence and plans on shooting him. So somehow this guy knew exactly where to go, the same as old Thomas Crooks knew exactly where to go. Okay, so everybody seems to have inside information. Like, for example, I didn't know Trump was going to play golf that day. How would I know? How do I know where he's at? So somehow this guy knows. CNN just happens to be right there, just happens to be filming Trump, when they take him to the ground. Everything's caught on camera. How convenient. So this dude's staged up in the fence somewhere, and CNN's right on hand to catch it. So were they trying to, if it had worked out, I'm sure in their favor, they would have had their camera on him when the bullet struck, and it would have shown him shoot him down. But, instead, they didn't get it. So were they there to film? What are they there for? Why are they there? Why are they filming, Donald Trump playing golf on a private golf course in the middle of the week or whatever, again, or the weekend, whatever it was, so yeah, here we go again. And of course, this guy, nobody knows him. This Wesley Routh, nobody knows him. We'll come to find out, he's got pictures, with Hillary. No, I take that back. The chef, there's a chef called Chef Jose Andre. He's a good friend with Hillary, and he's got pictures with Hillary, and he's like the chef for Biden and them. And he's taking pictures, posing with this Wesley guy. So Biden and Harris's chef, over there at the White House, I guess, he's posing with pictures with this same guy. So this nobody, all of a sudden, come to find out, he's friends with their chef. He's friends with, and the chef is friends with Hillary Clinton. Okay, this Wesley guy, he's in BlackRock commercials. Okay, same thing over and over again. Okay, at the moment this happens, of course, Facebook goes on and scrubs his page so you can't see anything. Fortunately, lots of people went over there and took lots of screenshots of it before they could do that. So you take a look at this clown, and of course, he's got half of his hair dyed blonde, the other half dyed blue. So he's a brainwashed, blue-haired Democrat. Okay? The same kind you'll see, walking in the street, screaming and yelling and, acting a fool because they're getting everything handed to them. They try to claim that Trump is the Antichrist, and he's Hitler. Whenever, I don't know how a Democrat can think the way they think, but you can see the shape that they're in, and they're all about the same. So, yeah, here we go again. So this guy, he's in custody right now. The last I heard on it, they said that he was talking to his attorney in federal court and laughing. And they're, laughing out loud. And so I guess they think it's funny. So I guess the guy will my prediction is the guy will either kill himself soon, or somebody will kill him, or something's going to happen to him. He'll disappear. You're never going to get any good information from the guy because obviously he can't rat out, his supervisors, his handlers from either the CIA or wherever they're from. He can't dare do that. So he'll disappear or get shot or kill himself, something. Just like always. It's their method of operation. That's what their MO is. Kill, or claim to kill. Who knows? Half the stuff they do is fake propaganda. You just really can't even tell anymore. Everything is so fake, what they're doing, it's unbelievable. But anyway, so, of course, he's driving an old truck around, or was, and, of course, he's got a Biden-Harris sticker on his truck as well. So I don't know if this is, it's all part of it. It's all part of pushing us to a new world order. That's obvious. That's biblical. They're trying to get us there, and they're trying to divide as much as they can. They want, Democrats against Republicans. They want Christians against everybody. They want blacks against whites. That's what they want. They want total demonization of everybody on everything. They want to depopulate. That's why they're coming out with even more vaccines. Of course, there's so much news on these fake vaccines now. I mean, people getting sued. Doctors are being sued. People are coming forward. We've got nurses coming forward talking all about the patients dying left and right from heart attacks, strokes, all kinds of problems. But, that's just one more thing to add to it. But anyway, so I'm going to try to keep everybody posted as I learn this stuff. I'm going to try to come out with another podcast about some of the lies, the fact-checked lies of Kamala Harris and all the things they lied about over there in the debate. I mean, it's all over the place now. They can't really hide any of it. That's one thing about the internet. It's forever. Once you post this stuff on, Twitter, X, Facebook, whatever, somebody is seeing it. Somebody is recording it. They're taking a picture of it. So you're not going to get away with it. So these people come on here, they act like, Kamala and these others, they act like, nobody's ever going to be able to go back and just see what they said last week or last month. And that's just not the case. And that's the predicament most of our government has got itself into right now, is you can go back. They've told us stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I won't get into all that stuff right now. That's a whole other podcast. But now you can fact check what they've done, and you can see what they've been lying the whole entire time. And everything they say is fake. And, I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable, the fake stuff they do. And I'll do some more podcasts on some of that fake stuff, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know this already, the TV, everything that you've heard your whole entire life, lots of it is lies and propaganda, okay? All it is to steer you in a certain direction and to keep you working, okay? To keep you paying your taxes and shut up. They want you to be born, I say they don't want too many people born, but if you are born, they want you registered with your Social Security. They want you to take all of your shots, which ensures you won't live that long. And they want to, every dime that you make, they want to tax it. And once they figure you're not really worth much anymore because you can't work and pay them, they want you dead. Okay? And everything on TV, the news, movies, they're all in on it. It's all propaganda. And lots of stuff that you think you know, you don't really know. Okay? Lots of stuff. They have so much fake propaganda out there with fake pictures, fake airplanes, fake spacewalks, you name it. Okay? They will do anything they can to control you. So if you know that and you understand that because you've got discernment, that's great. If you're saved and you've got discernment, you've got nothing to worry about. If you die, you go to heaven. You're going to be with our Heavenly Father. But if you're not saved, they could kill you at any time. I mean, of course, you could die naturally too. But with the stuff they're spraying in the air, the stuff they're putting in the water, in the food, in these shots people are getting, people are dying left and right. So if you're not saved, my advice to you would be get saved as soon as possible. Don't wait. Don't delay. You may not have another day to get saved. It's just that crazy out there. So anyway, thanks for listening. I'm going to have some more podcasts coming out real soon. Go check out our website at kennywilliamson.com. That's a pretty good website. We're going to have a lot of new stuff out there. we have a new store for some merch, which is on Etsy, and you can find that on the link there on links there on the website. If you would like to contact me, any questions, comments, concerns, just give me an email at truthseekers2012@gmail.com, or you can fill out the contact form on the website. So thanks for listening, and God bless you.